To bring in Heritage President Kevin Roberts. And Kevin, I will say this, some conservatives are unhappy with the approach, the reciprocal tariff formula. Is that so important to you, or is the fact that they're trying to get this thing done more important?
The most important thing to us at Heritage, Charles, is to look at this not through the lens of Washington, which maybe some of those other groups are doing, but to your point about growing up in Harlem, looking at it through the lens of the everyday American who has been forgotten by a raft of terrible policies, not just trade policy, but very importantly, regulatory policy, tax policy, government overspending. If we put all of these solutions in a bucket, Trump's reciprocal tariffs, the deregulation agenda that he's set forth, the potential extension of his tax cuts and reducing government spending in Washington, then we at Heritage believe that not only will there be a great backbone moving forward, but that this may, in fact, as the president says, be the beginning of America's golden era.
Kevin, you talk and write about fairness all the time. Are you surprised at how lopsided our country has become? You know, as much as they talk about income inequality, wealth inequality, the system has been set up to exacerbate those things. No one has ever truly tried to fix it.
No, that's exactly right. And to your earlier question about people who are political conservatives finding even this conversation you and I having as being foreign, I would retort to them very respectfully, this is what it means to be an American. It's what it means to be a conservative, which is to say, when you have a small group of people in Washington, New York, and Brussels picking winners and losers over a series of decades and really helping to gut the industrial base of the United States, that there must be a corrective to that. We believe that reciprocal tariffs, and I would emphasize reciprocal tariffs, not a universal tariff regime, would be one tool that you would use, along with an equally strong focus on deregulation, on better tax policy that is lower taxes, and very importantly, Charles, a lot less government spending. If, in fact, this is the path that President Trump continues to steal his backbone to lead us on, and I do believe he is, then I'm really optimistic about the American future. We just have to get through a quarter or two of market choppiness. And remember, the stock market is not the American economy. I suspect President Trump's political approval will be sustained through all of this because he's on the right path and he's also very good at communicating.
How does it, if you were talking to someone and said, hey, Kevin, I saw you on the show, but how does it help? How does it really help the average American family?
Because what it does is it gets the artificial, terrible intrusions into the market out of the way. The greatest of those is the federal government. And so on the reciprocal tariffs, it focuses on the worst violators. I would encourage our friends in the administration to be even more zealously focused on China and the worst violators, and to find opportunities to make these deals with some of our closest allies. If they do that, and we see that they continue through DOGE to cut the size of the federal government, and Congress gets with the program and extends the Trump tax cuts and also, of course, reduces federal expenses, then what you're going to see is that the average American household has more money in its pocket. And what are they going to do with that? They might elect to save it. They might elect to purchase a house with it. You and I both know that if you're born after 1990 in this country, Charles, even if you're a two-earning family, you're unlikely to be able to afford a home. That's because of government artificiality in the market. And I think that's what Trump is getting at, even though he sometimes talks about it using a little bit different vocabulary.
I got less than 30 seconds to go, but I saw a part of your note saying to keep our friends close. The question is, will we have any when it's all said and done?
Oh, I can tell you, because we host a lot of international friends at Heritage. There are a lot of friends out there. It's really important to remember our number one adversary is the Chinese Communist Party. If we stay focused on them and we clean their clocks, we are going to secure the 21st century for the United States. God bless Donald Trump.